Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to Blue Station with another video. I hope you are good, you are doing good. I hope you are learning good as well and enjoying the life along with. Today is our fourth video of of the series, our series that we are doing. HSE ABC to XYZ learn from the scratch. Basically, we are trying to learn the HSE from the beginner level to the expert level in easy manner. So today our module one, first module's last topic basically, which is key components of HSE, very important topic. We know the key components are a health, safety, and environment as a discipline or as a field. So today we will define them as a discipline or field. What is a health, what is safety, and what is environment, and then we will also understand what are their scopes. So it is very important to have a good, clear understanding of these concepts or these terminologies. So let's move to our video and we'll start our today's topic. If you have any questions, any suggestions, you want to ask something, please don't hesitate. Give me your message. So I will try to revert to you. Then let's move. Welcome to the presentation. So we are doing our series of a very easy and simple course for the beginners, basically those who want to learn the occupational health and safety from the scratch. ABC to XYZ of HSE with Dr. Dhus. So today, basically, it is the third lecture or video of the course. We are covering the topic or first module, which is Introduction to HSE. So in this, it is the last video of this chapter or module. So let's start it. Okay, well, welcome to the introduction. Today, basically, we will discuss in the topic of introduction to HSE, the key components of HSE, health, safety, and environment. For HSE practitioner, it is very important to have good understanding of these components and their scope, so you can play your part effectively in implementing HSE in your organization or wherever you work. So let's move forward and understand what they are. Okay, now let's look at the component occupational health discipline. So basically, let's define it first. It is the process of prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of the work-related illnesses, diseases, or disabilities, as well as the promotion of the health, well-being, and productivity among the workers. Or simply saying that physical, mental, and social well-being of workers at workplace. So in this discipline, in the occupational health discipline, we are making sure that all of our workforce or relevant persons to the business are not impacted, their health is not impacted by any undertaking or activity of our work environment or workplace or organization. So basically, we ensure that our workers during their work times are healthy and away from the danger that can impact their health. How we do it, how we achieve it, let's see. So to protect our health of our workers, we need to identify all the health related hazards existing in our organization. Then we do the risk assessment process in which we evaluate the associated risk, and then we find out the level of impact that can be on the health of the workers. And then accordingly, we develop and implement the suitable control measures to control the impacts to make sure that our workers are healthy during the work. We can do the medical surveillance, especially for those workers who are exposing to the hazardous activities which can impact their health, like high noise areas, chemical exposures like this. So we can do their medical checkups to check any respiratory or other issues or their audiometry test for to ensure that their hearing is not impacted. Then we can provide the hygiene and sanitation facilities to make sure that any those workers who are exposing to the hazardous activities have the immediately hygienic conditions to make sure that they are neat and clean and they avoid any harmful impact. Then we can provide the ergonomic atmosphere, which is basically related to the comfort level of the workers, which is basically the designing of the which relates to the designing of the workstations, equipments, and work desks, so that worker is comfortable for using them and their health is not impacted by using them. So now look at the second component, which is basically the safety. So occupational safety discipline basically is the process of safeguarding employees from the workplace hazards, risks that could result injuries or accidents, or simply saying that safety is the absence of any unacceptable risk at the workplace. Or we can say that safety is the prevention from the danger. So basically, what is the safety? Like health, in the safety, we are basically focusing on preventing our workers, our equipments, our
properties, business from the physical harms like incidents, accidents, or injuries, physical injuries like broken bones, cuts, or damaged equipment, or material loss, etc. So we are preventing all these losses or consequences that can happen. So, how basic, more technically, if we want to define the safety, we can say that safety is a condition of being free from or minimizing the presence of significant risk, hazards, and potential harm in the workplace through the implementation of preventive control measures. So, how we achieve that? Let's look at it. No. So we do basically again risk assessment. Here I use the term hazard identification and risk assessment. These are basically conventions in different regions, different organizations. We call the same process with different names. Okay, so never confuse with them. So this is the same process, risk assessment. If you are doing the risk assessment, obviously you are first going to identify the hazard. So here again, for the safety implementation of the safety, so we are conducting the risk assessment in which we will identify the hazards, then we will evaluate the risk, and then we will develop the suitable control measures and we will implement them. As a control measure, we can provide the training and awareness to the people or workers so they are more skilled, they are more knowledgeable, and they are more aware of the hazards and they know how to prevent or avoid these hazards. Then we can provide the personal protective equipment like same for the health issues. Also for the safety, we provide the protective equipment like safety helmets, goggles, glasses to avoid any potential consequences of any incident. Then we prepare the emergency preparedness, emergency plans, response plans for any foreseeable emergencies. In case any emergency happens, we are readily prepared to cope up with that emergency and reduce or mitigate the consequences of that foreseeable emergencies. Then we implement or develop and implement the procedures for incident reporting and investigation to make sure that if something happens, we report them accurately, and then we learn the lessons from these things. So this way we can implement the occupational safety in the organization effectively. Okay, now look at the environmental discipline. So basically, in the environmental discipline, we are it is a process of protection of the external surroundings and conditions that can be affected by organizations' activities, products, or services. It may include natural environment, air, water, land, ecosystem, built environment, infrastructure, building facilities, social environment, local communities, and stakeholders. Let's simply understand it. Basically, environment. What is environment? Environment is combined of or the name of the air, land, air we breathe in, land we live on, and water we use, and also ecosystem is also included into that. So it is the responsibility of the organization to make sure that an environment, air, land, or water, anywhere that may be influenced by the undertakings of the organization must be protected. So this is environmental protection. Now we will see how we do that. So again, we will do the risk assessment where if we have a dedicated environmental department, so we call this risk assessment environmental impact assessment. So here also again we will find the hazards or harmful things or situations or conditions that may harm our environment or impact our environment, and then we will evaluate the level of impact, and accordingly we will develop and implement the control measures to avoid these impacts. Then there is a compliance with environmental regulations. Obviously, for the health and safety, there are regulations. Regulations are basically the national laws or international laws which are mandatory to follow. They are for both health, safety, and environment. They are separate for both. So it is mandatory or it is compulsory for an organizations to make sure that it follows all the regulations related to these health, safety, and environment. And then any standards you are following, it is also important to make sure that you are complying with their requirements, even the requirements by the clients you are working with. Then there comes the conservation and sustainability. This is the basically the specific to the environment, where conservation means that to preserve or save the resources, natural resources, especially we are using like water. We don't waste them, so we use them in a way they are conserved for our next generation, like we received from our previous generation. And the sustainability is the basically means that we use the method like energy conservation, use of green energy instead of old method of using the fuel or coal to produce the energies, to reduce the greenhouse effects like phenomena, to make sure that our environment is protected and our resources are also protected and sustainable. Then we do waste management. Basically, we make sure that any waste we are producing is not impacting the environment anywhere. Our products or our services or our surrounding, our neighborhood or societies, wherever our products are going, or whichever environment can be impacted by our undertakings. So we do not put the waste the way it impacts those environments. So we make sure that our waste is first of all collected safely, then disposed of safely. And then obviously pollution control, we have to make sure that our organization is not producing any type of pollution that can impact those environments we have discussed. So now I have given you the good understanding how can we implement these aspects of the key components of the HSE. Now there are some additional components that I want to explain briefly here. In the later section of the course, obviously I will explain them in the depth. So just for your understanding, so we also use HSE management system, which are systematic frameworks, and nowadays they are globally accepted. So they use us different techniques and methods to make sure that our health, safety, and environmental protections are covered effectively. And then we develop the policies, procedures to make sure that different aspects of these domains are covered effectively. Then we also do the employee engagements where the feedbacks of the stakeholders, their opinions, their concerns are addressed and covered collectively. And then obviously continuous improvement is regularly reviewing the current status performance of the our situation or the control measures or the processes we have implemented, and then finding new gaps, new areas of improvement, and to then making action plans and embedding them into the existing system to ensure that our health and safety coverage is more effective and always improving with the passage of time. So this was our topic. Basically, let's conclude by what we understood today. So basically, we covered the key components of the occupational health, safety, and environment. Health section basically protects the mental, physical, and social well-being of the worker. Safety section basically makes sure that or prevents the incident or accidents that may cause the physical injuries to the workers or losses like property damage, equipment damage, or business losses, different type of business losses. And the environmental section basically ensures that our environment, which is a combination of land, air, water, and ecosystem, is protected from any harmful impacts or due to the activities of the organization. So if we look at these components together, we combine them. So basically, they are giving us a very comprehensive uh, framework that is ensuring that we are complying with our legal requirements, national and international laws, and also we are achieving our standard requirements, clients requirements, which are the clients which are we are doing the business with. Also, we are promoting the culture of the proactive risk management, in which before a risk causes any harm, we are identifying it and then we are correcting it. Also, they give us the opportunities for the continuous improvement. If we are implementing them with commitment, then with the passage of time, our performance will improve and we will be our business will be more sustainable and profitable. Also, they are safeguarding or protecting our most valuable assets in form of workers, employees, people, property, and then environment. Also, this is our corporate responsibility. We are doing the business in the society. It is our responsibility to make sure that we are not impacting or harming that society. So by implementing these, we are also achieving this. So all by all doing this, obviously, in the long term, our business will be more sustainable, more profitable, and more efficient, and our resources will be more useful for us. So that was it for today. Thank you very much for watching and your support. If you have any questions, any suggestions, please do share with me. Until the next video, stay safe and healthy. See you again soon. Thank you again and goodbye.